You set the gold standard for your business. Your website should do the same. Wix puts you at the helm, so you can enjoy the creative freedom of designing your site just the way you want. Want someone to bounce your ideas off? Talk with AI to create a beautiful site together. Whatever your business, manage it from one place and tie it all together with a personalized domain name. Gear up for success with a brand that says you best. You can do it yourself on Wix.
Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Mark van Rijmenam. Dr. Mark van Rijmenam is the digital speaker. He is the future tech strategist who thinks about how technology changes organizations, society, and the metaverse. Dr. van Rijmenam is an international keynote speaker, 4 times author, and entrepreneur. He is the founder of Datafloq and the author of the book on the Metaverse, Step into the Metaverse, How the Immersive Internet Will Unlock a $1 trillion social economy, detailing what the metaverse is and how organizations and consumers can benefit from the immersive internet. Well, good afternoon, Mark. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Brian. Great to be here.
Absolutely. This is amazing. You know, Mark, I've actually known you for several years now. You've been, featured in a lot of different publications and magazines and whatnot. And it's just awesome to see that you and technology doesn't hold us back. You obviously were from the Netherlands, and now you're living in Sydney, Australia, which is, I think, amazing. So I appreciate you jumping on, especially this hour of the night for you. So thank you very much. So Mark, we're going to jump right into these questions here. Pretty excited to hear your story. You've got quite the career in technology. You're an author, a serial entrepreneur, and now the founder of Datafloq. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Sure, of course, happy to do so. And it's a pleasure to be on your show, Brian. And so I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade. I basically started after I went on a massive adventure. I actually cycled around the beautiful country Australia that I call home now on a bicycle, which was absolutely crazy. We did it 100 days. That's sort of the start of my entrepreneurial career, because before that I was working at a large Dutch bank, but afterwards I didn't want to work for a boss anymore, so I just decided to start my own company, and it's been quite a journey. Being an entrepreneur comes with big challenges, ups and downs. I really enjoy what I do, and I think I found sort of my sweet spot, which works for me very well, and that is all about future technologies. So what I do basically is I think about emerging technologies, about future tech, and how they change organizations, how they change society. I help organizations understand these technologies and how they can benefit from them. So in the past decade, I've written 4 books, and I never intended to write a book. So that's quite funny. And so my first book was on big data. My second book on blockchain and how you can use it for social good. My third book was on big data, blockchain, and AI, called The Organization of Tomorrow. And my fourth book was just published a month ago, which is called Step into the Metaverse, which details all about what the metaverse is and how this next iteration of the internet is going to change business, marketing, enterprises, what it means to be human, our economy, and a whole lot of other things as well. So I'm also indeed the founder of Datafloq, which is a media platform around emerging technologies, and I've been a keynote speaker for over a decade. And obviously, when the pandemic hit, I was unfortunately hit as well hard from a business perspective, which is, I guess, also part of being an entrepreneur. But that also forced me to rethink what I was doing, and because obviously I couldn't speak anymore in person, so I decided to reinvent myself and practice what I preach. I talk about digitalization, so my thought was, why don't I digitalize myself? And I created myself as an avatar, created myself as a hologram, and started doing podcasts like that, keynotes like that, and I actually have my avatar deliver the first TEDx talk in virtual reality, which was quite cool. So I basically stepped into the metaverse myself myself a couple of years ago, and I'm now still exploring that industry because I think the metaverse is absolutely fascinating to see what's happening. So just to answer your question, what drives me as well is I think for me it's all about trying to find the things, the sweet spot that I like, that makes me happy, that gets me out of bed in the morning, and to continue doing what I like. And in my regard, in my perspective, that is everything that's to do with future technologies.
That's awesome. And Mark, you're absolutely right. I've seen you speak live, and I've seen you speak virtually, right, with your new digital speaker. And I think that's awesome. But I can tell the passion you have for this, and I hope you continue to inspire the rest of us. So, Mark, want to get into your book you just released. Tell us a little bit more about Step into the Metaverse, how the immersive internet will unlock $1 trillion social economy.
Sure, happy to do so. So I was requested or invited by Wiley in October to ask to write a book about this topic. And obviously, having with my digital speaker concept already stepped into the metaverse myself, and because the metaverse is basically just a convergence of the various technologies that I've been involved in already for over a decade, I was of course very happy to say yes to that request. So it was actually quite interesting because it was just before Mark Zuckerberg announced Meta, and when the contract was signed, it was early November in the end. But the objective was to finish the book by end of January. I said, sure, I can do that. It's a bit of a lot of work, but let's go for it. But my objective with the book was very much to write a blueprint of the open metaverse, because I don't really believe in Mark Zuckerberg's vision of a metaverse that's owned and controlled by him. I believe in a metaverse which is owned and controlled by the public, by us, by you and me. So my objective for the book was to write a blueprint, and in order for an open metaverse, and in order to do that, I wanted to interview as many people actually building the open metaverse. So I did about 100 in-depth interviews in a period of 6 weeks. I did another 150 surveys, and by the time it was Christmas, my publisher really started to get worried because, when are you going to deliver your first chapter? And I said, it'll come. So I started writing around Christmas, and I delivered the first draft of the book, the manuscript, at the end of January. And I made that deadline. But that 3 months of pressure cooking down the rabbit hole of everything metaverse was absolutely fascinating. It's such an amazing industry, and there's so many amazing people working really, really hard at creating an open metaverse. The artists, the creators, the developers, the Web3 builders, the investors, and they're all involved in creating a metaverse that's there for the public, for you and me, where we control our own data, our assets, and our identity. So that's basically what the book is all about. It helps organizations, and
you know where your business would be without you. Imagine where it could go with more of you. Well, with Wix, you can create a website with more of your vision, your voice, your expertise. Wix gives you the freedom to truly own your brand and do it on your own, with full customization and advanced AI tools that help turn your ideas into reality. Grow your business into your online brand. Because without you, your business is just business as usual. Go to Wix.com.
Anyone basically interested in the future of business, of how the world is going to change in the next decade. And it's definitely not a book all about your virtual reality, as quite a few people think that virtual reality equals the metaverse, or it's also not only about platforms such as Roblox or Minecraft or Decentraland, which a lot of people think that these are also in the metaverse. I think they're not the metaverse; they're an early version of a potential metaverse. But I think the book really helps people to understand how this next iteration of the internet, which will be an immersive internet, which will not only comprise of 2D digital worlds on your desktop, not only virtual reality, but also augmented reality, is going to have a massive impact on our society and how everything's going to change, from the work we do, the socializing with our friends, the sports that we do, the gaming that we do, the events that we attend, the economy that runs our society. So all these are going to fundamentally change in the next 10 to 15 years, and that is really what the book is about.
I love that. And I love your perspective. You're absolutely right. The metaverse is the people. It's not somebody, coining it or giving it a name or saying it's theirs, or they're the first ones to bring it. So I appreciate that. And I have a very big support and open source philosophy myself. So thank you.
Good to hear.
Mark, you're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies in your business, right? This is your business. Is there something you might be able to share with us today, even a little bit on your digital speaker, whatever makes sense?
Sure, happy to do so, because I really try to practice what I preach. And so I mentioned the digital speaker, which I started 2 years ago, where my avatar sort of covered the digital world, literally from inside the digital world. So I'm now working on my meta-human, which is basically a hyper-realistic version of myself, which I will then use to continue my season 2 of my podcast, where my meta-human will interview people. But I also want to use my meta-human to create sort of a video chatbot where you can talk to me while I'm not there. Where you can ask questions about the metaverse, the future of work, to my digital twin, and get an answer that hopefully is useful. So, of course, this is really an example of where all the various technologies converge, because we need big data for that. We need AI for that. We especially building a chatbot that can answer difficult questions in quite a niche area is really challenging. It also needs the latest technology from Unreal Engine to build a digital human. So it really brings all together these technologies, and I'm super excited about this project. And I can't wait to see myself live as a digital twin that you can talk to while I'm not there.
That's amazing. And again, the digital speaker is pretty cool, because I have watched it many, many times. When you come out and have a weekly topic that you talk about, and I think it's awesome. So great work. And Mark, last question. Can you share something maybe from your career experience might be helpful for someone looking to grow their career in tech or entrepreneurship?
Wow, that's a very good question. I think for most important is to just try to do the thing that you like, or that you love even, and have an open mind, because especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's not a 40 hours a week job, it's a 100 hours a week job, or even more. So you're always working on and in your job, and which I really, really enjoy. So that's one thing, really enjoy what you're doing, and to have an open mind, because the technology is changing so fast at the moment. And I'm currently reading another trend report, and the amount of technologies that I see that even I haven't seen before, and that are coming up today is mind blowing. So the technology is evolving at such a rapid pace at the moment that if you blink your eyes, you're already behind again, so to say. So have an open mind and understand and be flexible and adaptive to change, because the world is changing at an exponential speed at the moment.
Mark, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. And what's really good, I always talk about this, but when I hear the inflection, the passion in your voice, I can tell that you truly are happy what you do, and you're making a big difference in the world. So thank you. And Mark,
thank you.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Likewise. Thank you for having me, Brian.
Bye for now.
So you've got a business, but what about a brand? The difference? More of you. Wix gives you the freedom to create your website, own your brand, and do it on your own, exactly how you envisioned it. Experience limitless customization. Boost your creativity and efficiency with AI tools for every part of your business journey. Scale up with built-in SEO, e-com, and scheduling features. Put more of you in your business. Go to Wix.com and do it all yourself.